10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We begin 9 hours of LA Sports Talk all day long. Yes, indeed. Happy Lakers Game Day Wednesday. What is on tap today? Thanks to our friends at Michelob Ultra. Yes, coming up at 3 p.m. The Toyota Lakers countdown to tip-off with Sliwa. Tip-off at 4:30 p.m. from Memphis, Game 5. Let's close it out tonight on the Push to Banner 18. You'll hear all of the coverage. Don't miss a moment all day long. Travis and Sliwa right now. Mason in Ireland with Andy Kamenetsky coming up at 1 p.m. They walk you right up to Lakers playoff basketball. Yo, Travis and Sliwa, your Wednesday on Lakers playoff Wednesday right now.
Yeah, with playoff sleep. You should probably start getting ready for your pregame, which starts in, 10 minutes? 20 minutes? Something like that?
Try to count down to tip-off.
Did you get to leave at any point today?
It's in my contract that I can't leave, nor I can't eat lunch either. I have to wait until 4:30.
I picture you having one of those old school ball and chains, only it's a microphone instead of a cannonball attached to your leg, that you walk around and you just have to do your Lakers stuff everywhere you go. You're not allowed to leave the building.
Buzzer goes off. I go too far from
exactly.
I'll get back in here.
Yeah.
The hell do you think you're going?
Cart, right? When you try to take it too far off the premises and that little lock goes down in the wheel, it's back in here.
Sliwa try getting out of LA Live?
You excited for tonight, I bet.
You know what, back over here.
Although are you doing it from home or are you doing it from here?
No, everything here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you excited?
Yeah, I am. Kind of a little curious here. Isn't there a little curiosity of... Doesn't the series seem a lot closer than it ending 4-1?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It does not feel like the 4-1 means that 4-1 is what the Nuggets did to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Right? 4-1 is even more like what the Suns did to the Clippers,
and Clippers were not healthy in this.
Right. This does not feel like, hey, we got a chance to win 2 games in Memphis, win this thing in 5 games, come back, get a rest while you know that at least Golden State and Sacramento are going to play at least 2 more, at least probably 3 more. It's an opportunity for them. But you're right. I hadn't really thought of it like that. That idea that this is a lopsided victory if they win tonight 4-1 that has felt like anything else.
It could end. It could be done tonight. We could be sitting here in X amount of hours saying, damn, Lakers, all right, Grizzlies are done. Let's move on to the second round. Number 7 beats number 2. But at the same time, I kind of look at it as I look at this series. It doesn't seem like a 5-game series.
No.
Maybe the Lakers come out.
Maybe it's not.
by the way, maybe Memphis comes out and says, do we really want to fly? If they go down 10, are they going to have the same fight they would in Game 1 or Game 2? We'll find out. I think that there's some curiosity there.
I
am excited.
It's role guys. It's Anthony Davis. I think you're going to get something very similar with LeBron that we saw in Game 4, which is I'm going to pick my spots. I'm going to be very strategic in how I expend my energy, but when it's time to go, I can still be LeBron James. Because for the fourth quarter and overtime, that was every version of the best LeBron James you've ever seen in your life. A guy that just was in control of the game, could get to the basket, could set other guys up, could rebound, could block shots. That everything you would ever want from him, that's what he was for about 10 minutes. Right? And the rest of it...
This is coming off a 45-minute game.
For sure.
Less than 48 hours ago.
For sure.
The start time's 3 hours earlier.
The other part was he was impactful, but not in the way... if you just kind of close your eyes and think of vintage LeBron, it wasn't that. The end was, but the beginning was not.
Yeah, vintage LeBron is, 2016, 2017, 18.
Yeah.
It's funny when I say it, because there was vintage 2010, there was vintage 2008, there was
vintage 2005.
There's vintage all over the place. Here's my only question to you. Let's say the Memphis Grizzlies force a Game 6.
Not out of the question.
Not out of the question. Does Dillon Brooks send out a message to all the media that he is available for media availability because they won, and that he's happy to answer questions for an hour and a half? Because if they lose, I already know how that's going to work. No, I'm good.
Bad look.
Such a...
Yeah.
It's so...
it makes you think less of him as a dude. Not as a player, not as a chirper. But
so when things are going right, you're cool to chat, but when it's not going right, you say nothing?
Dude, you have to be more so. More so. That's the one. You can have a night. Let's say LeBron missed that layup.
Yep.
Okay, LeBron goes high off the glass, they miss, it's 2-2. You could skip that one, and you're fine because you're on the record. You can't skip the one after he goes to the hole, finishes playing with an and one on top of you, flexes, screams, has arguably his defining moment in a Laker uniform, certainly inside crypto.com arena. That's not the point you can go, I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm leaving.
If LeBron missed that layup, he's sprinting to the media room.
Of course he is.
He's sprinting to where coach is supposed to talk, and Taylor James. He's like, let me go first. I want to go first. That's a little Dillon Brooks action there. I hate that look, by the way.
That's what he is.
I am with you. I hate the...
You know what it is?
If he wants to chat and run his mouth, just make sure you also do it on both sides, not just when things are good.
It's respect, right? And look, I understand. I'm a Draymond Green fan for the most part because I respect Draymond Green. Draymond Green is obnoxious. He can be a dirty player at times. He can be out of control. He can be all of these things. He can sabotage his own team,
which has happened
frequently.
Yeah,
right. It's happened on more than one occasion. He never, ever ducks it. He never, ever pretends that he's not who he is. He comes out. He gets suspended for a game for stomping someone. And
in the playoffs,
seconds into the next game, he gets teed up.
And then asks post-game and says, this
is what I do.
I've been doing it for 33 years. Hope I can do it for another 33 years.
And that's why Steph and Clay and Steve Kerr want to pull their hair out, and at the same time, they got that guy's back 100 times out of 100 because they know.
That's a good way to put it.
They know that he's going to be there when they need him to be there, probably, unless he loses his mind again. But it's not an act. And when you have a Dillon Brooks with LeBron, it feels performative. It feels like it's just this, because I'm playing LeBron, I can go chirp and people will listen to me. Lame. Just completely lame.
Was the haircut, it's been a couple days now. Now, when the headphones are on, it's really tough for me to notice. And I forgot to bring this up yesterday.
Okay.
Were you happy with the length of it, or was it a little military tight?
Well, no, I'm okay with it.
You okay with it?
I'm okay with it.
Because one time you said it was way too short.
I didn't go quite as short this time.
And you were basically ready to, change your barber and everything. I mean,
it was
extreme.
I had the exact same conversation with her again. There's a little bit of a language barrier, okay? She's a native Spanish speaker, and my Spanish is very limited. Her English, much better than my Spanish. So we're trying to communicate in two different languages that neither one of us understand all that well.
You said Navy SEAL.
And we did the whole thing. You remind me of an actor, and I'm like, I've been in your chair 3 or 4 different times. We've gone through this 3 or 4 different times. Like, you have to remember. And she does the whole thing like, I can't remember who it is. And I know who it is. I remember. I'm like, is it Jack Nicholson? Yeah, it's Jack Nicholson. I'm like, boy, here we go again. It's the same. She's super nice and super sweet. And Teresa, how are you? Supercuts Teresa in Laguna Niguel. You're a wonderful woman, and she has multiple grandchildren. I know everything about her now, but she doesn't remember me at all.
This is very unlike Travis. Look at you having a full-on conversation,
She's extremely
detailed.
Nice.
So that's what it is.
And she drives the conversation by telling me that I look like an 81-year-old movie star, or whatever Jack Nicholson is at this point. But I've had the conversation 4 times. I've put the pieces together at this time. It is a little short, but I was getting long, so they had stuff like sticking out the sides.
I wish I could say
it was not. It was not my look. No, it's not what you're looking for. It was just long. It wasn't full. Like, there's a difference, right? Full is, let me think. Who's got full hair? Like, a nice full head of hair is Steve Mason, right? He's got thick, luxurious,
great hair,
healthy hair. I can grow my hair long, but it's still thin and stringy and not great, right? So shorter is always better. I think that's
Why do you laugh at the stringy thing?
I'm picturing
it was long, right? Am I wrong?
People in my mind that have stringy hair, and I was like, that's Travis.
Taylor's got good hair.
I mean, I kind of nailed the descriation, right?
Yeah,
it was getting too long.
Taylor,
you know what else has happened in my life, and this is terrible. Maybe you.
Okay.
Probably not you.
What happened?
Do they ask to shave your ears when they give you when was the last time you went to a barber?
Pre-COVID.
Okay. Do you want me to do the ears? Yeah.
That's when I just leave if that happens.
Hairs on your ear. Only old men get that, right? You never see a 20-year-old where they ask them to shave their ears. Yeah. I'm getting the ear question. Yeah, go ahead.
I've gotten like eyebrows before.
Eyebrows, I think everybody, right? They get a little bushy, but not on the ear. Like not the inside, the top.
Is that when you changed? Is that when you just decide I'm not coming here anymore?
No, I like being called 80.
If you're coming, if you're telling me that I got to go ears.
It is an
So what do you
absolute
say?
mess.
Do you have him shave it?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
I don't want that random long hair growing out of the top of my ear. That's a terrible
pluck
look.
it?
You don't
Nose,
really
get the
see
nose,
them,
too.
right? Like sometimes when you, because I have hair on the side of my head,
Yeah.
it kind of blends in with my hair. It's only when it gets cut short, you're like, yeah, that 3-inch hair growing out of the top of my ear, we should probably cut that.
It's like a chia pet.
Kind of, except for not on the top of my head. It's a bad deal.
Think he's nervous tonight?
Yeah, he should be.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever wins tonight, what is it?
Sacramento
Like
has to win
80%?
tonight.
Oh,
Sac has to win tonight.
Yeah,
I don't think Golden
yeah.
State has to win tonight.
with a injured De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah. They got to win tonight. It's actually
He's
goes,
gotta play. He's
it goes-
playing for sure.
Doesn't
He
it
said
go
he's going
back?
to,
Yeah,
right?
he's going to
Yeah,
play.
he's a
Just
gamer.
how effective. Doesn't it go exactly back to how Trav when they started the series? You and I were like, they got to win both games in Sacramento.
It's gone. You know what it feels like? It
Mm-hmm.
feels like an old school series where the home team just kind of holds serve and you're hoping to get to a game 7 and sneak one out. That's what it feels
Do
like.
you agree? Much more important for Sacramento to win Game 5 than it is for the Kings.
I think
I
whoever,
mean, for,
I
for
think
Golden
whoever
State.
wins tonight wins the series. I do. I think that if Golden State loses tonight, I think they probably lose in Game 7. And that, I mean, keep in mind, I know that it's Clay and it's Draymond. They've won 9 games away from their home arena. 9.
One game in Game 7?
I don't love it if I'm a Kings fan.
I feel like this is the first time you're starting to lean towards Sacramento a little bit here.
I think whoever wins tonight wins the series. And not that that's a wildly bold prediction. They win like 80% of the time.
No,
wins
but
Game 5.
I think if it goes 7, which, by the way, every Laker fan is saying sounds good, go 7.
Go 7, triple overtime,
Yeah,
3
do
times
whatever
in a
you
row.
need to do. But if it goes 7, I think we're a coin flip in Game 7 in Sacramento, depending on if De'Aaron Fox is healthy or not, or how healthy he is.
I'll take the Kings have looked really good at home. They looked really good once in San Francisco too.
did.
They looked terrible once, but they have not been outclassed in this series. They absolutely have not. Fox is a totally different thing. All right, so with that in mind, with what you're going to get in Sacramento tonight and what it may mean for the Lakers moving forward, are we sure who we want to come out of that series? That's coming up next. It's Trav and Slee, 710.
Today, but I want to tell everyone about Cinco de Mayo. What we're doing on Cinco de Mayo, going to be a party in North Orange County. The new Salitas, right there in Anaheim, right in front of Angel Stadium, used to be the old Hooters restaurant. Our competition, Steve Hartman, your buddy, used to do a lot of remotes over there at that Hooters in Anaheim.
Steve Hartman.
Off the 57 and Catella Avenue. We're going to be there, though, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. for Cinco de Mayo. Get ready to press the flesh with everybody from the 710 crew. Located at Catella Avenue, right near Angel Stadium. We're going to have Angels tickets.
Yes.
We're going to have a special pair of Mandy's tickets to give away that day, gift cards and more.
Nice.
So come on out. Cinco de Mayo. Put that on your calendar
We're all
right now.
gonna be there,
That's
right?
the 5th of May.
Yes,
Cinco
I
de
know.
Mayo. The 5th
No,
of May.
actually.
Trav, take a look at our boy Taylor over there.
I've got a ton of glare. I can't really see.
I know you guys didn't say anything this week.
You cut your mustache off.
I did it over the weekend, so
Trav.
I went to trim it just a little bit because it's looking kind of nasty. I'm getting those blonde hairs out of there.
What happened this weekend after he shaved?
And I heard that if you trim it, then it comes back even stronger.
Like
So
you
I
trimmed it or you shaved it off?
I trimmed a little bit of it, and then I took way too much off, so I just went with the whole thing.
You took it
This
down.
is basketball gods
I took
not
it down.
happy
Will
about this.
Will you feel responsible if they lose tonight?
I already kind of do. Because
You should, I hate to say this. Taylor's the nicest guy in the world here,
Sure.
but you should feel responsible. Was this on Saturday that you trimmed?
this was Friday.
Friday that
Friday.
you trimmed.
Last
And,
Friday.
and their game was Saturday? Sunday.
So that happened, and then Fox happened after
Series
that.
is over.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, series is over. I don't know what you want to do
Sabonis
with
is
your
going to have the flu
predictions.
tonight or something. He's not going to be able to show up.
It's coming back in full force. I'm trying to grow it as quick as possible, but I don't know if it's too late.
Yeah, but you can't stand outside a plant and just keep watering it. It's just naturally it's gonna grow at its own pace.
Yeah. See, this is what happens when you're not a true believer. That you dabbled in the arena of sports gods, and you decided, you know what, I'm going to grow a mustache to rally the Kings, which I respect. Good idea.
And it worked for a while there.
It worked, and then you're like, I think I'll mess with it. You never mess with it.
You can't mess with it.
You can't mess with it. I don't care if you get like a Yosemite Sam thing going that's over your mouth.
You don't trim.
You just have to keep it going. What happened? How do you not know that?
I was going out in public. I went to a show with a girl, so I wanted to, look a little presentable, and then, yeah.
Oh, that's
What's
fine.
more
You could
important?
look presentable, but Sacramento's going to be out in the first round.
Yeah,
I
I was
was
going to
thinking-
say.
I was too short-sighted.
This was, you're going out with somebody and you want to look nice, which I understand the impulse, but what's more important, that or giving your team the best possible
Did
chance
you
to win
see
a
the
game?
look on my face when I walked in? You're like, Al, what's wrong? I'm like, we got some news on Taylor.
It's a disaster. That is a real
It's a bummer.
disaster.
That one is, it's not, it doesn't affect our lives, but it affects a whole community
He
of
should
Northern
go to
California.
like the costume shop and get like a Groucho Marx mask and just get like one of those really bushy mustaches with the glasses. Just try to fake the gods into thinking that you grew it back in time. You can't grow it back. It was the playoff mustache, right? Hockey players, for instance, right? Hockey players grow playoff beards.
Yeah.
When the playoffs start, they don't shave until their team is out. So that's why by the time you get to the Stanley Cup final, and they've been playing for 2 months, they all look like lumberjacks. They've got these crazy beards, and they're puffed out, and they all look like that. They don't shave it to keep it neat and trim.
Trimming it, yeah.
What is it? Sober October? Is that the
Sure.
Okay.
Dry
you can't,
January, sober October.
You can't
No
in the
shave
middle.
November.
You can't October 9th say, well, I'm just going to have a beer. That's kind of what just happened.
I think it's dry January.
It's
is what we're talking
2-2.
about.
Dry-ish.
It's 2-2. And broken fingertip, and Sabonis is playing bad. There's a lot going on. You better hope that somewhere a Golden State Warriors fan shaved his so it all evens up.
Monk's going to go 2 for 12 from 3 tonight.
He's going to wake up like this morning. I don't know. I just feel off. I don't know what it is, but there's something in the universe
All right,
that
well,
just isn't lining
I
up.
had to clear that one up.
Yeah, that's not good. Don't forget, Cinco de Mayo Fiesta coming up at Solitas Tacos and Margaritas. You can meet us in Orange County on Cinco de Mayo. ESPNLA is taking over Solitas Tacos and Margaritas in Anaheim for a Cinco de Mayo Fiesta. We're giving away Angels tickets. You can go see Ohtani and Trout. We're giving away Mandy's tickets. You can't buy them because we're sold out. Solitas gift cards and more, starting with our show, Slee, at 10 a.m. You and me, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and the entire 710 crew at Anaheim's hottest new restaurant, Solita Tacos and Margaritas. Light the fire within and feed your soul. Tacos, margaritas.
It seems
sure.
like a very easy sell.
Sure. I'm in.
You guys want to eat some food and have some great margaritas and hang out in Anaheim? Yeah.
Andy's tickets, come on.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good.
What would you add to that to make it? There's nothing you really, maybe, I don't know, more tacos, more margaritas? I don't know
Full
what else you add to
mustache?
that thing. It's too late now. I mean, look,
Was it ever full? Come on now.
but see, this is where
He's
it
playing
was
it.
full, it was full for you.
He's playing a dangerous game
Here's
here.
the thing, though. I've got follicles I've never seen before coming in. So the second mustache is going to be even stronger
But the second mustache isn't the playoff mustache.
if they make it to round two.
The second mustache is just the mustache. Now you're just a guy that sometimes has a mustache.
Tell me this is not right now Al Pacino and Johnny Depp in Donnie Brasco, where he's saying it's a fugazi. Right now, he's looking. It's a fugazi at this point. It's not the real. It's not the original.
No, Taylor's just a guy that occasionally will grow a mustache for no reason. And then occasionally he will shave it off. Before he took this one down, Taylor had a playoff mustache. Now he's just a guy that occasionally has one.
I didn't drink all October other than October 9th, 14th, and 18th.
Exactly. Big E writes, I hope Teresa at Supercuts knows exactly who Trav is every time he walks in, but goes with the bit of not remembering just to screw with him. Maybe.
That's the pizza restaurant in Pasadena I go to.
That's fine. I hope that's exactly what it is.
Move.
Yeah, which you guys know I respect, even if they're executed against me. My son's baseball coach, I've known for, 3 years now. He still calls me Tyler. It's terrific. I deeply respect it. I love when people, Henri, right?
And no point do you ever say, you're like, good to see you too, brother.
No. Henri calls me Trevor. I hand him my credit card every time. My name on my credit card is not Trevor. It's Travis. Everything. It's nice to see you again, Trevor. No Susan's name.
Call him Harry.
No, I am being the victim of the power move, and I support it. Joey Jojo Jr. Shabadoo. Trav says he doesn't speak English well, and his barber does not speak. All right, Trav doesn't speak Spanish well or English today. His barber doesn't speak English. I say they both compromise and learn Italian.
Me in the middle.
Makes as good a
Meet in the
thing as
middle.
anybody. All right. So speaking of Taylor's non-playoff mustache, his second mustache, Game 5 for them tonight as well.
Yeah.
This is the only series that will not end tonight potentially. Right. The other ones are potential closeout games. I know that we think we want Golden State.
4 games tonight.
I know a ton.
Yeah.
I know that we think we want to play Golden State because we won the season series against them. That it's a air quote favorable matchup for them. Are we sure?
I'm not.
I know.
I do not.
Up and down Sacramento's scary. I
Yeah.
know the pace that they play is scary. I know that their gym is scary and all those things. But Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Steve Kerr, that whole crew of guys in a 7-game slug it out adjustment after every game. I don't know if that's the thing that we're all. I know that the networks are. I know that the NBA is. I don't know if you're a Laker fan, you're really rooting for the Golden State Warriors in any of these
This
games.
one actually is not even that tough for me. And I'm with you. I've heard a lot of people say, hey, don't you want the Warriors? It would be fascinating. I mean, it would be incredibly fun to see the Los Angeles Lakers take on the Golden State Warriors. And I'm just talking about just from a popularity perspective, how many championships do they have? Wow. It's the same Golden State Warrior team with a lot of the main players that was taking on LeBron James when he was in Cleveland. And here they are playing each other again, but now representing the purple and gold, right? There's a lot of it's unbelievable storylines. At the same time, those are all the reasons why I don't want to face the Golden State Warriors. I mean, I think for me, Sacramento's been a really fun watch. Sacramento's got a really nice future. Do you remember when they traded for Sabonis? Tyrese Halliburton went out.
Yep.
Tyrese is a nice point guard. I mean, I think at one point this year he was leading the NBA in assists per game, and he's a nice point guard. They got so much.
Flack.
Yeah, I mean, really, everybody's saying that's an awful move. Why would you change? Here they are in the playoffs, tied 2-2 against the defending NBA champions, have a really good chance of walking out. They're fast. They move the ball up and down the floor. De'Aaron Fox would be the biggest headache in the world. They do a lot of really, really good things. Sounds good. I'll take the Sacramento Kings over the Golden State Warriors.
I think so. I don't want that experience. The Lakers have been really not very good at the end of games. They've won some close games for sure. They won the Minnesota game. That was close. They won the last game in overtime against Memphis. That was close. One of the early games in the series was close. They've won these games.
They have found ways.
That's that. I love that. I think they have found a way to kind of get these things done. It hasn't looked clean. It hasn't looked like it's been super organized or super, thoughtful in the process.
Yeah.
I get maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe who cares? Did you have more points than the other guy? Maybe that's literally the only thing that matters. There's an argument for that. I don't think that you can hope that Golden State does what Memphis has done in a couple of these games, where they just completely come unhinged, where they completely come unglued. I don't want that experience. I don't want that coach. I don't want anything that goes along with that.
It's a good point.
I'd rather run up and down the floor with or at least try to control that
slow
pace
down,
a little better, slow it down. I don't want to see Steph. I as much as I love watching him play and as great a team, it would be wildly entertaining, and I hope I never see it.
It's kind of funny when you put it that way, because if you look at the Minnesota game and look at the Memphis series, okay? Minnesota, the day before, a couple days before the Lakers were going to play Minnesota, you had Rudy Gobert punch his own player, okay? You had Jaden McDaniels punch a wall.
And lost that fight.
He lost that fight. It got a body shot. He lost that fight.
Has anybody ever won a fight against a wall? Has
I don't
anybody
know.
ever came out of that going,
Well,
you know,
technically,
I got the
if
better
you
end of
punched
that.
through the wall, did
I
you
guess.
not win?
Did you break your hand in the process?
Say you didn't break your hand. Are you not
Yeah,
walking
I
away
guess
kind of
so.
with
I
your
guess
chest
so.
out? Now you got to go to Home Depot. You got to get a handyman. You got to figure it all out. But okay, so the reason why I mentioned that, Trav, think of the two opponents the Lakers have played from the play-in tournament to this first round. The common thread between these two teams, the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Memphis Grizzlies, immaturity, no leadership, inexperience. There's really common threads there. Minnesota had two of their guys out because the final game of the regular season,
They lost their minds.
they lost their minds. They had that in the first matchup. Memphis
and nearly lost.
and nearly lost. You're right. That's a game Anthony Edwards plays awful, and then he looked really good against Denver's, putting up 30-plus every game. Then you get a Memphis team that Dillon Brooks won't stop running his mouth. Ja Morant,
Is hurt.
Unfortunately, his situation, he is hurt. Ja Morant has also shown incredible amount of immaturity over his career. You're not getting any of that with the Golden State Warriors.
Maybe Draymond stomp somebody. Is that your best bet?
It's kind of funny you say that. Draymond would be the wild card. Draymond can also be the difference of winning and losing that series and being on the floor. So I just say that Golden State, the way the Lakers have kind of taken advantage of these two opponents, that's not going to happen against the Golden State Warriors.
And it feels like it might against Sacramento. Now, before I was more curious in Taylor's mustache mishap. Now I'm mad. Because if this is the reason that the Lakers get the Warriors instead of the Kings, it's your fault. I'm just saying that this is potentially.
I had to look twice. I was like, what's going on over there?
I'm just surprised it took that long for you guys to notice because, I mean, it doesn't say much about my mustache.
Well, were you nervous to bring up my haircut because you thought maybe I didn't like it? Because I got it cut on Sunday. Today's Wednesday. It's the first time we've talked about that, too.
When you have the headphones on, I really can't notice much. Yesterday in the hallway when we saw each other, that's clean.
Whoa.
That's a clean, tight. That's tight there. And I remember the last time that you had that situation,
Teresa?
you're like the floor or the hair is just sticking up.
Teresa
you can't comb
went
it.
a little short. I went a little finger length plus, right? Like you like your medium plus steaks, finger length plus on this bald dome along the way. All right, if we do get Warriors and Lakers, does that mean the end of one of two great things? That's next. It's Travis Lee, 710.
Lakers hold serve. Under 4 to go. Russell again. Russell. Cash! 3 in a row for D'Angelo Russell.
Down for no reason.
No fouls to give here. 6 seconds left. LeBron's got it. Tillman on him. Lakers down 2. James off the window. It goes! What a basket by James! Timeout Memphis. We're tied at 104.
Both, and it's James against Jaren Jackson
Step
Jr.
back. 3 misses. James throws it off of Bane. Lakers ball here. Minute 36. 20 points, 20 rebounds now for LeBron.
Being an a-hole, bro.
You know that voice. That, of course, is none other than Chris Morales, which puts us about 11 minutes away from Ask Chris.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've looked. We've got a lot of good ones. We're in a pretty good spot.
We have 6 minutes, guys.
We have a lot. We'll see. We'll try to extend that beyond the 6 minutes that he's promised us, but we'll make the 6 minutes count if that's all we get.
All right, so yesterday when he agreed, and you and I, we've mentioned this to him before. I'm like, no, listeners would love to ask you questions. Just random questions the way they do. Ask Morales coming up at 10:45. If you haven't gotten it, if you want to get in on the phone, 877-710-ESPN. By the way, he might not let us answer the phone, but we'll probably do it anyways. Because we're going to give him the option, phone or Twitter. He could just say, guys, I want nothing over the phone.
Yeah, look, I don't know what we're going to get. I don't know if we're going to get, like, long, thoughtful answers, if we're going to get just quick little clip things because we're trying to get through just the 6 minutes that we were given, or whether we'll get the full Morales. He's got sales meetings today. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in this world. We'll see. What do you think?
I think he's going to deliver. I think he's going to deliver. I think he's going to give us 8 minutes. And I also think that he's going to give well-thought-out answers where we have to tell him, like, Chris, let's go.
I don't think that part. I think we'll get more than 6, but we'll definitely see.
Let's wrap it up.
All right. This is putting the cart way ahead of the horse twice.
We in the finals yet, or no?
No, but I am advancing not one team, but 2 teams to the second round that have not won their first-round series.
Okay.
I'm going to put the Lakers through, what are we talking, 96% of teams that go up 3-1 win that series.
Yeah.
Okay? And if there was ever a series that was going to flip back the other way and land in that 4% range, it's Miami and Milwaukee, so I don't think we're going to see 2 of them, right?
Yep,
I think it's very unlikely. So the Lakers are through into the second round. Taylor shaved his mustache, so the Kings are dead in the water.
Yep.
They have absolutely
That
no
one's
chance.
over.
They're out. The Warriors advance to the second round. LeBron James and the Golden State Warriors, and the bones, at least, of a 4-time NBA champion where the 3 best guys have been there the entire time.
Yep.
The head coach has been there the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And while they've had some role player cycle, the Warriors dynasty is still intact.
Yep.
Somebody's going to lose that series. Is it the end of the Warrior dynasty? Do they start thinking, okay, listen, we got to start doing other things. We cannot run it back again because guys are getting a little long in the tooth.
Yeah.
Or is it the end of LeBron being able to be the best player on a championship team? Because one of those guys is going to be out in the second round. One of those guys is not going to have that deep run. Somebody's going to get beat by the other guy. Dynasties don't last as long as the Warriors have already had.
Yeah.
And sure as you know what, guys are not what LeBron James is. He is already probably 5 years past the point where you thought he could be the best player on a title team, and he still is. One of those 2 things is going to end.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because I think on the Lakers side of this, we've had this conversation, and whether it has not come to fruition. At times it's come to fruition, but for the most part it has not come to fruition. Use this first round as a perfect example. Didn't we say that the only way the Lakers actually make a championship run is if Anthony Davis is the best player on the team? And it has not come to fruition in this first round.
That's what, yes. But the idea, and the reason, I'm glad you said that, because the reason that I brought it up is because clearly that's not going to happen. He needs to be very, very good, but he's clearly not that dude, right? That if they're going to win a title, it's going to be because LeBron does what he did at the end of Game 4 a few more times in round 2, in round 3, and if they get to the finals, in the finals. You might get an Anthony Davis game here or there. He's got to be terrific for them to keep advancing.
Yeah.
But LeBron is the heartbeat of this team.
So just with what you just said, then how does it happen? Like even just
It's
getting
gonna be
past,
hard.
even just getting past the Warriors, how would that happen?
Because he's good enough to do it. He's still like if they can kind of the same way that
got to
they just
hang
did it,
around. You got to be steal a game here and there.
Have a night where Steph doesn't make shots, where Klay doesn't make shots, where maybe Draymond does something crazy and gets tossed out of a game, and let it be around so LeBron can be LeBron again. It can't be LeBron for 45 minutes a night where he's going 10,000 miles an hour from the jump. That guy can't do that. Anthony Davis has made it very clear that you're optimistic that he plays well, but you can't count on it. You're hoping it happens. And
he'll be great on defense. He'll be very average on offense.
I hope so, but that you're going to get what you're going to get with him. The Warriors are old. This guy's been together a long time. They're still really, really good, but you can see the cracks in what they're doing. This is not the Warriors even from a year ago, certainly not the Warriors from a few years ago. It does feel like one of those things, and probably the LeBron one is more likely, but if LeBron and the Lakers win, the Warriors are like, all right, do you move on from somebody? Do you think about Draymond, what's coming next? Do you think about Klay, what's coming? The only one that you can say never in a million years is going somewhere else is Steph. Everyone else, does Steve Kerr say, I've been doing this 10 years. I won 4 titles. I just want to catch my breath a little bit. All of those things are in play.
I think the Draymond is the most likely that if they're out in round 2, say you get past the Kings, they're out in round 2, they lose to the Lakers. That I think is the most likely one of Draymond no longer being there. And if that's the case, then that era has ended. It doesn't mean you can't bring in somebody else. It doesn't mean their front office has been fantastic. They've found ways.
Been steady.
Everything's been really. Andrew Wiggins comes in, you plug him in, and all of a sudden here they go again. That's after KD left. Before KD, it was even though Iguodala was there with them. The core has been there. The core has been those 3 players. Isn't it by definition, if Draymond Green, I think there's a good chance Draymond, by the time this playoff run is over, I wouldn't be surprised at all if Draymond Green is no longer playing. Now, he has a player option, I want to say, this upcoming year. He does have a player option, and I don't know what he will be in the market because I think for Draymond, it has to be the right situation. Draymond Green's not going to the Houston Rockets, and he's...
What if they pay him? It's
say it again.
Great question.
Oh, if another team pays him.
What if somebody just comes in and says, "Look, we're going to give you another one of these crazy deals," and the Warriors are like, "We just can't get there. It just does not work for us. Good luck to you." I could see it. I could see it.
I could see it. It's not that nobody's going to go. I'm saying that wherever he goes, if it's not, things have to be structured well. They have to be winning. They have to. Draymond Green on a bad team. Sounds like with young players. sounds like
a terrible
an
idea.
Explosion.
It does, but that doesn't mean it wouldn't happen.
100%.
Yeah.
But it would end the era. So to answer kind of your question, if one of those players go, but actually, when you set it up like that, I have a tougher time thinking that Bron is going to carry the Lakers. He's going to be the best player past the Golden State Warriors than I do the Warriors with some older guys. Like, that sounds like that would click more than, especially if Anthony Davis is
one of those
back and forth.
Whoever loses is going to have a really honest, difficult conversation with themselves, with those players. Like, okay, it didn't work. We're old. We need to figure out what's happening next. We need to figure out whether or not we just need to nibble on the edges or whether we need to really do something drastically different. I agree with you, though, that the Lakers are probably more likely to be in that pitch situation than others because LeBron's in his 20th season.
Yeah.
And just try to summon that energy. And look, they might get, if they win and Anthony Davis is that guy that you're talking about, then it's like, look, we still live and die with Anthony Davis and up and downs of it all, but we still have the nuts and bolts of what it is that we need. If you don't win that series, I think you got the opposite answer, and it's just as clear.
If, I know we're talking already, but if I'm just going to talk about tonight, don't you have some curiosity too? Because this is going to be the first time the Lakers, so far in the playoffs, now they're 1 day rest.
Yeah.
Bron is coming off 45 minutes. AD's coming off 42 minutes. The other part of this, which, you and I said it for a brief second there, we don't think this is a 5-game series.
Doesn't feel like it.
I'm more surprised if Lakers shut it down tonight than I would be if Memphis won a home game. And it comes back to L.A. A lot of that's also probably going to be dictated on Memphis and how much they want to fight as well. But
or whether they can keep their cool.
But isn't there a little bit of that that's still left over? Okay, wait, you got Game 5 coming up. You had 1 day rest. Bron just played 45 minutes. Okay, let's say they lost tonight. Let's say they lose, and Memphis, who had the best home record in the entire NBA, wins one home game. Now, 1 day rest, coming back to L.A., there's still some interesting storylines, even though I think the Lakers are going to close this thing out probably here at Crypto. I'm not sure if it ends tonight.
Just win tonight. Just end this and get the rest and all of those nightmare scenarios.
Then you don't have to talk about.
We're done, and then we're worried about Steph Curry or maybe Sabonis, but probably not because he shaved his mustache. We've been waiting weeks, months, years, arguably.
How do you light a beam when you shave your mustache?
Ask Chris Morales. Coming up next, it's Travis Slee, 710 ESPN.
Voted best resort in funner California. From dining to unwinding, you'll find fun around every corner. Learn more at harrahSoCal.com. Let's do it. Ask Morales right now.
Bro, this is huge. We're going an hour straight.
I
commercial
know, right?
free.
Commercial free, like the day after LeBron broke the record. We're gonna blow it out through the end of the day until the Laker game starts. Emily and I had the exact same reaction. You obviously made your own imaging for this. That you have the Sopranos under there is just perfect. Chef's kiss to that. Let's turn him on.
That was on me, actually. That's my
okay.
fault. Because they wanted me to sit next to Sliwa because of the camera operations this morning.
Got it.
But I said, hey, guys, I need to use the mic that I usually use because it's processed a little bit different for me.
We share the same mic, no problem.
You guys should just sit
Like
together
the,
like the kiss cam.
like the kiss cam?
Like
Exactly.
her drink that they all have the straws. Same thing. We
The
just all share that.
punch bowl, Emily? What is it?
Fishbowl.
Fishbowl.
Yeah.
Fishbowl. You ready, Chris?
So I do have one beef coming in with.
All right.
You use the hashtag in your tweet this morning, Ask Chris.
Yeah.
That could be anybody.
That's you.
Chris could be the guy working at Starbucks down the.
That's
So you can't do.
I tagged you in the tweet.
That's how I saw it.
Yeah.
Hashtag either Ask Morales,